Hey guys, Max RC coming at you today, and today we are in the RC room. As you can see, we're watching a little bit of TV through the Samsung projector. Uh, I'm here because I'm actually working on one of the RCs, and there'll be a video as to what I'm doing with that RC. But here's the thing: we all know how hobby grade RCs work. When it comes specifically when it comes to turning, they all have a servo that looks like this. Now, this little servo can come in 3 or 5 wire configurations. Most beginner grade RCs have the 5 wire configurations, but most hobby grade RCs have the 3 wire configuration. 3 wire being the most popular. But what about a legitimate Toy Grade RC? How do they turn? We know that they don't have servos, so exactly how do they turn? Well, let me show you exactly how they turn. And here we have the shell to the FPV car. And here we have the FPV car. Now if you guys remember, this car is actually a Toy Grade RC, in case y'all didn't realize it. So how do the Toy Grade RCs turn when they don't have a servo? Because you can see there's no servo here. Well, first off, never mind the tape. I need that tape to help me so that the motor won't pop out. But basically, this right here, this is a little motor, little electric motor. No different than the motor that drives the rear wheels. It's a little brush motor, same thing as the one in the back, that's connected to a small cog in the front, which is connected to the actual steering mechanism. Now, how exactly does this work? Well, we're gonna make sure that the tape is nice and tight here, and anytime we turn the wheel, the motor itself turns that little cog, which in turn turns the front wheels. Now, as you guys can see, there is in fact a tiny little spring in there. That spring is what lets the wheels come back to their original position. Now, here's the thing about these motors, and here's exactly why I have this piece of tape. If we remove the piece of tape, and I'm going to do it gently, okay, remove the piece of tape, we grab the little motor, because this motor is just sitting there. There's nothing really attaching it. So we grab the little motor, we pull it up. Now we turn the wheel of the remote. You're gonna see the motor will keep going. There it is. As you can see right here, the only way that that motor stops is if I let go of the wheel. That's the only way the motor will stop. And here we can have a closer look as to how the whole system works. Here we can see the little spring that lets the wheels come back. On top of that rests this fella right here, which goes right on top of it, right there. That's actually what drives the linkages. On that we get the little cog, goes on there, and there you go. You can see how that works. You can see how that turns the wheels. Now on top of that actually goes the little motor. Like that. Sorry, I needed 2 hands to install the little motor. And that's it. That's exactly how the mechanism works. And I mean, it's a pretty simple design, but honestly very inefficient if you ask me. Granted, the inside of a servo kind of looks similar. There's a small motor that drives the gears, which finally drives a final gear, which is attached to the horn, which then is attached to the steering linkages. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of the same idea, but more primitive. So that's it. That's about it. We have one more project to do with this car, and hopefully I'll be recording that video well, I have the car parts. Hopefully I'll be recording that video either today or tomorrow, so I can put this car back together before I end up losing all these screws. So this is Maxman RC. Hope you guys enjoyed this little informational video. Y'all have a good night.